Hi everybody, welcome to my Panther Suit Batman McFarlane custom video. This one is a long time coming for me. I've always loved the so-called Panther Suit, the black suit that Val Kilmer wore in Batman Forever. I've always liked it over the Sonar suit, which I have. Of course, everybody that has McFarlane figures that collects these has the the Sonar suit. We wish we had the Panther suit. Well, you can make one, and I have to thank, a big thanks to a fellow named Ibrahim Moustafa, I believe is his name. He has an amazing channel. He's a custom artist. I think he works in film. He does all kinds of work. Fantastic custom figure of this particular guy. And he gave me the impetus and the sort of the, let's just say, confirmation that I could probably do it, you know, with what I had. Now, what I had was a spare one of these. That's the Clooney Batman. This is my repainted. He does not come like that. He does not have a cool cape like that, and he's not blue. He's really black and dark and all that. But if you notice, the structure's present on this. The belt buckle, the bat on the chest with the sort of center post, the solid arm blades, if you want to call them that, the bats on the boot. Other than that, there's things that are pretty much the roots of a great custom here. And I'm not the only one that's thought of this. I've seen several online, and I commend anybody that's already made one. That's, you know, you're ahead of me by quite a margin. But Ibrahim was the one that really got me started, because I saw his video of his custom, and it just wowed the crap out of me, seeing how he did it, and, you know, all that. Now, the only thing you wonder, like, why do I have the Sonar suit here? Well, other than it's the other cool Kilmer. The head, this head is the very one I used. Well, not the very one, but that's the structure I used for this head. And the thing is, let me turn it so you can kind of get an angle thing there. Yeah, he's a little lower only because he's bent-kneed and all that. But that structure was already there. Now, if you notice, the tips of the ears are kind of bevel cut. He's got those Sonar slits in the ears. He's, you know, it's got details in the face, all that stuff. If I'm not mistaken, Ibrahim used some putty and did a bunch of stuff, rebuilt. He glued the head in place and rebuilt the entire neck and did all that. Well, I wanted to do something that, let's say, was more indicative of maybe what McFarlane would do if they came out with the Panther suit. Like, what would their solution be? Well, I like to think that I've done it. I hope. Let's look here. Let me get back just a little bit. We're going to turn him, and you can see, I want you to see the angles and the bevels and the cuts in it and everything. For one thing, studying the head, he's got a narrower neck than I did. I should have narrowed the neck right back in the back and actually given him a bigger Adam's apple. But it's pretty close to the shape. I actually had to add brow, and what I did was, instead of just puttying the sides, I actually shaved away the details a little bit. If you have a very sharp X-Acto knife and you're confident enough to use one, you're not afraid that you're going to destroy the head, which, let me tell you, it is scary. But if you can do that and shave away some of that, then you can sand it and then come back with a minimal amount of putty in a few of the holes and ridges that are there, and putty it and sand it down, and you have, with a more subtractive removal, you actually end up with a head that's a little narrower, a little tighter. And since I didn't want to do the putty all the way around the neck, make it bigger and bulkier, I actually wanted to make the neck look smaller at the base. He has a very narrow neck at the bottom. Sorry. Down here in the south, we got a lot of pollen. I may sound like I'm coughing or something like that. Anyway, all right, this part of the body is the same as this one. It's the same basic physiological body. But let me show you something here. If you can see it, you see the post in the middle of the bat there? This is a vertical ridge. And you notice on my custom, that ridge is gone. What I did was I trimmed what I could. It was very hard. As I kept thinking, I'm going to slip, I'm going to slice it all to pieces. I trimmed what I could, and I took my Dremel tool, and there's a round grinding bit. It was probably, it's about I don't know, not quite a quarter of an inch in diameter. And I dremeled very carefully the remainder of that out. And then I actually, if you can see it, I actually added the concept of some lines on here. There's three sort of horizontal lines. I made these guys out of epoxy putty. They were separate little constructs, the little pods that go on his belt. And the boots, I trimmed very carefully those bats off and sanded like a maniac on here. I ended up sanding a lot of it, so I sanded the seam lines, I sanded even on the shoulders and everything, I sanded and sanded. I made fresh blades from the pieces that I actually removed from this one. Like, I cut those off at the root, and it was a nice flat thing, sanded the arm, and then carved the plastic into three pieces that make those, let's see if I can turn it, that make those 3 points. And they're each differently sized, differently shaped, and they angle up and back a little bit. And they're also mounted where when he's standing forward, the only bat suit that I can think of that really has you can see them from the front. They stick to the side a little bit. They're very visible. Usually these are sort of swung around the backside, but on the Panther suit, you can see them from the front when his arms are straight down. So, sanded the boots, sanded the knee pads and the body parts. And if you notice something else, right there in the crotch area, you call it that little area. You see how this one was designed? It's got lines in it and all that stuff, but that's not what the Panther suit's like. It actually looks almost like it's kind of a diaper thing. It actually is a continuation of the lines in the abdomen that come down and then go under. Well, I used some pleather. I took a piece of pleather, rolled the edges so that I would have these ridges on the side, and pulled it under the crotch and up the back side of the butt and glued it there, and didn't glue it all the way around so that if I posed the legs, it wouldn't jam up. It wouldn't break glue or something. And so that is a flexible area that's super glued down now. And it makes that sort of crotch piece that he had. And you know, it's just different than this one. They're all different. So I did all I could, except for maybe the belt not being low enough, which would have required a lot of redoing. And the bat emblem being a little big. It should be a little smaller. Probably the whole thing should be almost the size of the bat wings as an oval. But that's about the best I could do. I really enjoyed painting the face, the eyes, the mouth, cleaning all that up, trying to get it to look better. But this, and I added a wired pleather cape. And you notice how the cape sheen matches the body. I tried to do that. I really like where the capes can match the body in shade. And I did not use gloss paint. I thought about it because it does look cool. It looks great on Ibrahim's, but when I look at the movie and I look at images of it, the same thing here. You notice these have a wonderful sheen on camera, but if you were here in person, they look a lot more flat. They're more matte finished. So I used my matte spray, my Mr. Hobby, Mr. Super Clear matte finish spray. Kind of misted it until I got the layers that I wanted. And that makes not only a wonderful texture for it, but and I added, you know, it kept it the amount of matte shine that I wanted. And then I came back with this stuff called intermediate gauzy, which is another wonder thing. It's a shine enhancer, and it depends on the layers you put on. So like one layer makes the boots look like leather. 2 or 3 layers makes the knee pads look hard and shiny. You can kind of buff the body by putting a little bit on the ridged areas of the muscles. I can gloss the heck out of the bat. Let me see if I can get here where it's in focus. The bat emblem has a little more gloss to it. Of course, his eyes. And I hit the ridges on his head with a little extra gauzy, just so the light would catch him more. I don't know if you can see that. But it ends up, you know, bringing it out the way I want it to. I like his eyes look so damn intense. That was just luck. I really wasn't sure I could repaint the eyes and they would look good. I can't see small things like I used to, so I just had to not breathe and use a small brush and do the best I could. So, because I really like the way the eyes on these figures look, and I don't know that I redid much from the store-bought. I think McFarlane painted those eyes. But I did this one just because I wanted it to, you know, stand out a little better against that black. But all in all, that's it. That's my Panther Suit Batman. I'm very happy with him. If McFarlane comes out with one, I suggest they improve on the Adam's apple, the head shape. But he's very much in the McFarlane mold. He has opposable head. The ankles, I did not replace the ankles like Ibrahim did. They're still the McFarlane ankles. You know, I agree. His is a little bit better body proportions, but I wanted mine to look like a McFarlane figure. Just it's different, something to do. And that's it. That's my McFarlane-esque custom Panther Suit Kilmer Batman. I hope you like it. Any other questions you may have, please ask. If you like the video, please hit like. Please subscribe if you have not. You know, comment away. I don't, you know, there might be things I didn't think about. Please comment on them. If you like what I did, comment on it. Don't be afraid to do that. If you don't like what I did, don't hit a don't like. Just tell me why. Tell me what you think you might, you know, I might do better. Other than that, we'll see y'all next time. And I'll have some more Batman Forever things coming. I've got Riddler, Two-Face on the way. And we'll have a little gathering of Batman Forever and Batman and Robin. And we'll have some fun with that. Quick nod to Batman 1995. Hope you like this one, buddy, if you see it. And, of course, to Ibrahim for your wonderful sort of long-distance guidance. I don't know why, but it really helped knowing you had done this and cracked the code. So thank you for having done it. And your car looks great, by the way. I'm thinking about the car. Oh, and if you guys haven't seen it, they've got the Batman and Robin car coming. Oh, God. Anyway, all right, enough. Talk to y'all later.